Hello students, I am Varsha Gaikwad. We have completed 1.1 section of Unit 1. Today I am going to start 1.2, which is Internet Payment Systems. I will also give you the PPT on the syllabus points of Unit 1 which we have covered, and we will do revision on all the points of Unit 1 later on. So let's start Internet Payment System. Internet Payment System refers to the various methods by which individuals and companies doing business online collect money from their customers in exchange for the goods and services they provide. So when customer buy goods and service from the online website, they select different methods to pay for that goods and services. I hope you all remember the methods through which the customer pay for the products. A number of different forms of payment exist for online purchase. You can see in current situation it is very difficult to go outside. So this system has enabled us for the easy use to buy something from online websites. Okay. Electronic fund transfer is an electronic transfer of information that equates to moving funds from one financial institution to another. Now what is EFT? EFT is electronic fund transfer. Electronic fund transfer is an authorized and secure entity for fair dealing of transaction. What is fair dealing of transaction? That means it is the authorized entity that is responsible for the transfer of funds between two parties, or you can say from one account to another. So I hope you understand EFT. EFT is a very important entity, that is electronic fund transfer. An e-commerce payment system facilitates the acceptance of electronic payment for online transaction. Okay, here we can pay money online. E-commerce payment system have become increasingly popular due to the widespread of the internet-based shopping and banking. The advantage of this is we can pay funds over longer distance and instantly we can pay the funds. Over longer distance means even if the seller is available at very long distance, say in Jammu or Kashmir, we can transfer fund to him through online site. So because of this reason, it has become very popular. For example, if anything you want to pay, you are using online apps or online websites. Like if you want to pay your TV bill, if you want to pay your mobile bill, if you want to pay your electricity bill, internet bill, shopping bill, anything, you can use online applications or websites and you can pay for that particular service. Electronic checks, also known as i-checks, are used to make electronic payment between two parties through an intermediary. Now we are studying electronic checks, that is also called as e-checks and or internet checks, that is i-checks. Why they are used? They are used to make electronic payment between two parties through an intermediary. What is electronic payment? Every fund transfer is we are doing online. So we are doing the payment electronically. using internet, that is nothing but electronic payment between two parties through an intermediary. Okay, how the electronic payment is happening between two parties? Through an intermediary. Intermediary here is an EFT. Okay, intermediary is EFT, that is electronic fund transfer. Like I have already told you, EFT is an authorized entity for the transaction purpose, for the transaction of funds. It is not very much different from current check processing system. Okay, what is current check processing system? Say suppose when you want to deposit some money to bank, for example 1 lakh, what you do? You sign the check, you write the amount on the check and you deposit that in bank. Okay, similarly it can happen electronically, online also. Okay, online also you have to fill some information of your debit card, like its number, its expiry date, its CVV, etc. And then you can fill the check. After that, receipt is generated. Okay, so this can also happen electronically. The electronic checks are generated and exchanged online. Intermediary will debit the customer account and credit the merchant account. What does it mean? Intermediary, again here is EFT, who is responsible for the transactions of the funds, will debit the customer account. That means the money will come out of the account of customer. Okay, and it will then be put into the account of the merchant, that is bank's account. So EFT here is making all the transaction like an intermediary. I hope you all are understanding. So next we will see smart card. A smart card can be considered as a portable device that contains some non-volatile memory and microprocessor. A smart card can be considered as a portable device. What does it mean? Portable device is nothing but movable device which contains some non-volatile memory. That means the memory which can't be deleted, or the information that can't be deleted. And microprocessor. Microprocessor is a chip. Okay. So it is a chip that is present on the card. This card contains some kind of an encrypted key that is compared to a secret key contained on the user's processor. There is an encrypted key inside a chip of smart card, and there is a secret key in EFT, that is electronic fund transfer. If both the key is matched, then only transaction process can happen. I will repeat. There is an encrypted key inside a chip of smart card, and there is a secret key in EFT. If both the keys are matched, then the transaction processes happened. Some smart cards have provision to allow users to enter a personal identification number, that is PIN code. Okay, some smart cards allow the user to enter the PIN code. Smart card are detailed consolidation of all the financial records, access, privileges for a particular individual or user. Consolidation means accommodation or gathering of all the financial records. Okay, what is financial records? It means all the account details. So smart card contains and it gathers all the account details, accesses, privileges for a particular individual or user. These smart cards act as an all-in-one card for all the required functionalities. Example: toll booths, mobile recharge, e-movie ticket, railway and bus booking. Nowadays, smart cards are used in foreign culture very much that even for traveling in local trains, they use smart card. They just swipe the smart card and the transaction happens through the chip, through the card. So examples are toll booths, mobile recharge, e-movie ticket. E-movie ticket is again electronically we pay the bill for the movie tickets, railway and bus booking. The smart card technology is widely used in countries such as France, Germany, Japan and Singapore to pay for public phone calls, transportation and shopper loyalty programs. So smart cards mostly used in the countries like France, Germany, Japan and Singapore. Okay. What are shopper loyalty programs? Example: Reliance Smart. A smart card computes a password on encryption key and furnishes it directly to the computer for the logon procedure. Okay. The encryption key which is present in chip is modified and used for different transaction processes. When the user wants to access the computer, he logs on with the strangest password which then quickly issues an 8-character password. User then types the 8-character password into the card, okay, which resembles a handheld calculator running the same mathematical equation as the computer. So the password created at the buyer's side is then matched to the password created at the EFT side. It is then matched for the transaction purpose. Finally, card kicks out a one-time password that is acceptable. One-time password is OTP password. Electronic cash. Okay. What is electronic cash? The predominance of cash indicates an opportunities for innovative business practice that revamps the purchasing process where consumers are heavy users of cash. What is predominance means? Predominance is the condition or state of being greater in number or amount, or you can say large amount or large number. So when the amount of cash dealing exceeds a huge amount, it becomes difficult to do transaction in actual physical cash. Okay. Suppose you want to do transaction in lakhs or crores. You can't do it in physical cash. You have to use you have to do it electronically. Okay. So you can do it through your bank account which is available online in the say any bank like Kotak or SBI. Now properties of e-cash. monetary value. What is that? The value of the actual money transfer is less. Okay. Then storability and retrievability. Storability means you can deposit the money, and retrievability means you can withdraw any amount of money. Example, you want to withdraw 2 lakh. Okay. What is interoperability? Interoperability enables us for the easy transfer of funds from one account to another or between two parties. Then security, it is secure. eCash is based on cryptographic systems called digital signature. We cannot use actual signature, therefore there are secure code generated which acts like digital signature. A pair of numeric key work in tandem, one for locking that means encoding, and other for unlocking, that is decoding. So for security, account is only unlocked during the transaction. Otherwise, it is locked all the time. Messages encoded with one numeric key can only be decoded with the other numeric key. Not otherwise, the encoding key kept private and decoding key is made public. The currency server provides eCash to the buyers, and purchase from an online currency server or bank could be done in 2 steps. That is establishment of an account. Okay, next is maintaining enough money in the account to back the purchase. Okay. Customers may buy eCash by paying paper currency to maintain anonymity or because they don't have bank account. Suppose you make a cash on delivery for your product and you want to return that product. Okay, then how refund is happened? The refund, like you are paying cash on delivery, so you are paying a physical cash to the delivery agent. But if you want to return the same product, then the refund happens into your bank account. It is done online through the same website. So that cash is in the form of eCash. So that is the eCash which is being deposited to your bank account on that online site. Consumers use the eCash software in the computer to generate a random number which serves as the note like token. One drawback of eCash is its inability to be easily divided into smaller accounts. However, it fulfills 2 main functions. As a medium of exchange. Okay, and then it stores a value. Like we can do savings in our account. It can be FD or recurring or store the money. And what is medium of exchange? That is transfer of money or transfer of funds. You can say transaction. Okay, so it fulfills 2 main functions. A medium of exchange, a store of value. Thank you.